Hi everybody, welcome back. Today we're going to go over how you can make a first aid salve. This salve is really easy to adapt to what's in season, what's in your area, and also what your personal preferences and needs are. Today I'm using yarrow, plantain, St. John's wort, and a tiny bit of calendula because that is what is in season and fresh around me right now. Those are also incredible for a broad spectrum healing that's going to help with antimicrobial, antifungal, antibacterial. Quick side note, I was going to put just a few other herb ideas on screen, but I've recently created a website and I decided to start a blog to go with that. So I've done a blog post for this herbal first aid salve and I've gone into a lot more detail on some of my favorite herbs and written little profiles for them. So I'm going to put in the top corner a little card with the link to that blog post. You can just click on that, or I'm also going to put it in the video description, a link to my new website and this blog post that accompanies this video recipe. We use this on absolutely everything. We call it boo-boo balm in our household because it goes on all the boo-boos, any bumps, cuts, scrapes, bruises, bites, burns, blisters, any kind of topical little injuries or owies. We run to the cabinet and get the boo-boo balm and we put this on, like I said, everything. My kids know it and they love it. When they play doctor, they need little play boo-boo balms because that's obviously what you put on your owies. Typically, it's best to use dry herbs in salve making because it gives you more longevity for your finished product. Fresh herbs tend to go rancid faster. This is especially true if you use the folk method for infusing, where you add your herbs and your oil and you set them somewhere to marinate and infuse for weeks or months. That is especially important that you use dried herbs in that situation. Otherwise, you'll end up with a moldy mess and you will be disappointed. Your time and your ingredients will have been wasted. St. John's wort loses a lot of its potency when it is dried. Since I wanted to include St. John's wort in this batch, I decided I'd just use all my herbs fresh and I'd go ahead and do a heat infusion method, which is super simple, and I'll share that with you guys right now. All we need to do is coarsely chop up our herbs, add them to a clean jar with some oil, and we're going to put this in a pot of water on low heat and let it just infuse on this low warm setting for several hours, up to 6 hours, or even you could do this in a crock pot overnight on low. You just want to make a really strong herb tea basically, but using oil instead of water as your medium. Once it's fully infused, we strain this out through a metal mesh sieve or some cheesecloth and transfer it into clean containers with good tight fitting lids. This can be glass or tins or plastic, whatever you want to use for your finished salves. Transfer it into there, let it cool down, and then put the lid on. You can also add some essential oils if you want. Tea tree oil, lavender, helichrysum are all nice options for a first aid salve that all aid in healing or soothing. I hope you give this a try. Let me know in the comments if you do, or if you have a first aid salve recipe that you love or a favorite herb. I'd love to hear from you guys. Share it in the comments so we can all learn and grow together. As always, I hope this video found you well. I hope you are all in good health, and I'll see you next time.